Been driving since before the light, through country flat and dry. Nothing but the creosote in the enormous empty sky. The kind of desert nobody comes to, nobody has a reason, except the ones who know that at the end of this dead season of dust and rock and heat mirage, there's something worth the drive. A rumor of an ocean that they swear is still alive, out past where the map gives up and the road becomes a track, where the dust road ends and there's no turning back. The van's been rattling loose for hours over washed board and stone, the kind of road you take alone because you want to be alone, with nothing but the engine and the dust cloud in the mirror, and the strange persistent feeling that the sea is getting nearer. Though there's not a sign to tell you, not a hint of blue ahead, just more of the same desert and the same dust road to tread, until it crests a final rise and drops away toward where the dust road ends and the desert meets the shore. And there it is, impossible, the water in the sand, two worlds that shouldn't touch at all, meeting hand in hand. The driest place I've ever been just falls into the blue, where the dust road ends and the desert bleeds on through. Kill the engine at the top and let the silence flood back in. The ticking of the cooling metal, the desert wind's thin. Whistle through the open window, and beneath it all the sound. I've driven all this way to hear the ocean's steady pound against a shore where cactus grows within a stone's throw of the foam. The strangest, best collision of the desert and the Rhone, and see that somehow found each other out here at the end, where the dust road ends around the final bend. Roll down slow onto the beach where the sand had turned from tan to the paler kind that oceans make, and there I killed the plan. I'd half made her just looking, and I stayed the whole day through, watching the desert and the ocean do the thing they do, ignoring one another and completing one another both. The cactus and the seagull keeping some old ancient oath to meet right here forever, where the two worlds recommend, where the dust road ends, my only friend. And there it is, impossible, the water in the sand, two worlds that shouldn't touch at all, meeting hand in hand. The driest place I've ever been just falls into the blue, where the dust road ends and the desert bleeds on through. You drive through all that nothing, and you think there's nothing more. Then the nothing opens up and drops you on an ocean shore. It teaches you that emptiness is never quite complete, that even in the driest waste, the water and the wheat. The colored dunes are only ever one more rise away from something green, from something blue, from the edge of the ordinary. They camp right there between them, with the van turned to the sea. The desert at my back and all that water fronting me, and cooked a simple dinner as the sun went down the sky, turning the whole strange landscape into colors that defy the names we have for colors: desert red and ocean gold, bleeding into one another, the way I've been told by the ones who made this drive before, that it would in the end, where the dust road ends, where the two worlds blend, just the cactus and the foam, and nowhere else to be. By noon the whole horizon starts to bend and come undone. The heat shimmer rising off the sand beneath the hammer sun. The far dunes turn to water that isn't really there, a lake of pure mirage suspended shaking in the air. And where the actual ocean lies, the line between the two dissolves into a wavering that you can't quite see through. The real sea and the fake one trading places in the glare, heat shimmer making liars of the distance and the air. Nothing moves at noon out here. The lizards have gone still, tucked beneath the shady rocks, against the coming kill of a heat that means it. And I've done the same, gone flat in whatever shade I found, and I'm content with that. There's a discipline the desert teaches anyone who stays past the cool, forgiving morning into the murderous blaze of the middle of the day, which is do nothing, do not fight the heat that's bigger than you are. Just wait out the light until it slants and softens in the later afternoon. The desert's oldest lesson, learned by everything too soon, or not at all. The stillness that the heat shimmer demands of every living thing out here across these burning sands. Nothing moves at noon out here. The lizards have gone still, tucked beneath the shady rocks, against the coming kill of a heat that means it. And I've done the same, gone flat in whatever shade I found, and I'm content with that. The ocean's right there, cool and huge, 100 yards away, but even that's too far to walk in the worst part of the day. So I lie here in the van's thin shade and watch the water shake in the heat that turns the whole world into something half awake. An hour passed, or maybe two, it's hard to track the time, when nothing moves and nothing marks it, when the heat's a kind of crime against the very notion of an afternoon with shape. And I drank warm water slowly, and I plotted my escape down to the cooler water line once the worst of it had passed, making little bargains with the sun about how long it lasts. The endless middle stretch of day where everything's postponed. Heat, shimmer, holding time itself, suspended and alone. There's a clarity that comes from being forced to just be still, when the heat removes all options and imposes its own will. You stop the endless doing that the cooler hours allow, and you're left with only being, only here, only now. Slowly past the peak, the shimmer starts to ease. The fire dunes settle back to sand. You feel the first faint breeze coming off the cooling water as the sun begins to lean, and the fake lakes of the morning fade back out of the scene. The real returns in increments, the edges coming clear, the heat releasing its long grip on everything out here. And I sit up from where I'd melted, ready now to move. Heat, shimmer, lifting the long afternoon to prove that nothing moves at noon out here. The lizards have gone still, tucked beneath the shady rocks against the coming kill of a heat that means it. And I've done the same, gone flat in whatever shade I've found, and I'm content with that. The shimmer letting go, the world comes back to shape. There's a cotton cactus standing 20 feet above the tide, older than the country, older than the countryside. Its arms raised up like something that has seen 1,000 years of the desert doing desert things, the droughts, the rare frontiers of rain that comes so seldom, and behind it close enough to catch the salt spray on its spines when the sea gets rough. The Pacific rolls in endless, the impossible next door, neighbor of a cactus, the ocean and the cactus by the shore. I walk the strip of coast where the two ecologies collide, stepping over tide pools with the desert at my side. A hermit crab, a barrel cactus, sharing the same frame, the kind of thing that shouldn't work but does it all the same. The pelicans flew over while the roadrunner below went darting through the chawla with its odd mechanical go. watching the cactus by the shore. It's the edges where it happens, where the one thing meets the next, where the rules of both stop working and the whole thing's gorgeously complex. Not desert and not ocean, but a third thing all its own. The scene between two worlds, where something strange has grown. A fisherman was working the rocks below the cactus line, casting out into the surf with a practiced easy sign of someone who's done this 1,000 mornings, who belongs to this impossible coast and all its contradictory songs. He waved at me and pointed to a spot where fish were running, and I watched him pull two out, the whole thing quietly stunning. The desert man who fishes, the fisher of the arid shore, the living proof of the place, the cactus by the shore. An old woman sold tamales from a cooler near the rocks, set up every morning by the cactus faded box of a business that had fed the fishermen for 40 years. She told me in the slow Spanish that a patient ear soon hears how a mother sold them here before her, and a mother too, right where the desert meets the water, right in this same view. And I bought two and ate them warm and watched the fishing lines, while the cactus and the ocean kept their hold, agreed on signs. We name things to divide them up. We say this is desert, this is sea, as if the world respected lines that only live in you and me. But the world out here ignores them, lets the cactus drink the mist, and the ocean lap the roots of things that shouldn't coexist. By evening I'd walked miles of it, the strange and doubled coast, collecting in my memory the images that mattered most. The cactus with the tide pool, the desert blooming salt, the seagull on the cotton arm, the beautiful default of a world that doesn't sort itself the way our textbooks say, but lets the wild ones meet and mingle at the edge of every day. And I turn back toward the van with something settled at my core, the gift of the impossible, the cactus by the shore. It's the edges where it happens, where the one thing meets the next, where the rules of both stop working and the whole thing's gorgeously complex. Not desert and not ocean, but a third thing all its own. The scene between two worlds, where something strange has grown. The cotton and the tide, old neighbors side by side.
The wind came up in the morning like it does most days out here, pushing up the dunes behind me, driving hard and clear, carrying the desert down in ribbons to the sea, sand smoking off the crests of dunes and golden filigree. The whole coast in motion, every dune alive and creeping, grain by grain toward the water, in the wind's relentless sweeping of the desert into ocean. The slow geologic tune made visible this morning by the wind of the dunes. And you can watch the mountains move if you stand here long enough. Watch the desert walk to water when the wind gets rough. Every grain a tiny journey from the dry into the wet. The slowest kind of river, the one you don't forget. The locals build their fences at an angle to the gale. Everything out here is shaped by wind, the lean of every trail, the way the few tough trees all grow bent over toward the east, away from where the wind comes from. It's steady westward, feast on anything that stands up straight. And I could feel it try to bend me to push me east beneath the enormous sky. 100,000 years of it recorded in the land. The wind off the dunes at work on everything but sand. The sand stung on my ankles as I leaned into the blow, making for the waterline where the dunes were running low into the surf that took them grain by grain by grain. The ocean slowly eating what the wind gave up as rain, of sand instead of water, the reverse of every stream. The desert flowing seaward in the wind's relentless scheme to move the whole dry country down into the blue. One gust, one grain, one morning of the wind off the dunes. And you can watch the mountains move if you stand here long enough. Watch the desert walk to water when the wind gets rough. Every grain a tiny journey from the dry into the wet. The slowest kind of river, the one you don't forget. They say these dunes were mountains once, a range worn down to sand by a million years of weather, doing what the wind has planned. Now they're on the move again, the last leg of the trip, from mountain into ocean, one long grain by grain slip. Sheltered by a rock and watch the whole thing carry on. The tireless transaction of the desert nearly gone into the sea that never fills, that takes it all and asks for more. The wind obliging, always up to the task of moving the immovable, of making the solid flow. The dunes a little shorter than they were an hour ago, and the beach a little wider, and the water faintly hued with the desert it was drinking on the wind off the dunes. A raven rode the gusts above me, barely moving wing, just balancing and tilting, letting the strong current bring it where it wanted. Master of the wind that mastered me, and drove the whole dune country grain by grain into the sea. And you can watch the mountains move if you stand here long enough. Watch the desert walk to water when the wind gets rough. Every grain a tiny journey from the dry into the wet. The slowest kind of river, the one you don't forget. The dunes walk to the sea, and I just watch them go. The sunset here does something that I've never seen it do. Anywhere with just an ocean or just a desert view, because it gets to burn in both the sky above the sea, catching fire the ordinary way, the way it ought to be. But then the desert takes the same light, throws it back around off 1,000 facets of the dry and rocky ground, until the whole world's lit from every angle, every side. Two skies burning, the desert and the tide. Garden cactus silhouettes swing black against the blaze. The tide pools turn to mirrors, holding little pools of days. And fire in the dunes when every shade of red and rose, the kind of light that photographers chase their whole lives, I suppose, and never quite captured, because it isn't in the sea, and it's in the standing there and letting it move through your being. The desert and the ocean trading fire till they tide. Two skies burning and nowhere left to hide from the beauty of it, from the way it fills you past the brim, till you're standing there near tears at a horizon going dim. Not from sadness, from the opposite, from being fully here, for the 10 minutes of the day when everything's most clear. I've chased a lot of sunsets down a lot of different coasts, and this one where the desert burns as brightly as it hosts the ocean's own combustion. This one goes right to the top, the place where two worlds catch a light, and neither wants to stop. A pair of other travelers had parked away along, and I could see their silhouettes stand up, as if a song had called them from their camp chairs to their feet to face the west. The universal instinct when a sunset does its best to stop whatever you would do and make you turn and stare. Strangers up and down the beach, all caught in the same snare of a sky too good to sit through, when we stood there far apart, united by the burning, each one holding still their heart. It lasted longer than it should, the way the best ones do. The color deepened past the point I thought that it was through, then finding one more register of red, one deeper gold, before the blue of evening finally started taking hold. And the two skies that were burning banked their fires down to coals, and the first stars came out over both the ocean and the shores of doom that ran down to it, and I let out a long slow sigh. Two skies burning, giving way to sky. Sat there in the afterglow till the last of it was gone, the desert cooling quickly, the way deserts do at dawn and dusk, the temperature dropping fast once the sun went under. And I pulled a blanket around me, still half lost in the wonder of having seen a thing so rare, so worth the dusty miles, the two worlds and the shared combustion, all the trials of the road paid back in full by the fire in the sky. Two skies burning, the desert and the tide. The coals go blue,
stars take up the watch.
Nobody warns you how the desert turns to ice once the sun is down. The same sand that could cook an egg at noon goes cold as any town. In winter colder maybe, since there's nothing here to hold. The daytime heat past sundown, and the clear sky lets it go straight up into a blackness fuller with stars than I have known. The Milky Way, a solid band. The desert nights alone, an enormous kind of quiet, where the only sound at all is the ocean and the wind, and now and then a distant call. I built a little fire from the driftwood on the beach, the one place desert coast provides a fuel within the reach of someone unprepared for how the temperature would drop. And I huddled close and watched the flames and let the shivering stop, while overhead the stars came out in numbers that don't seem quite real to anyone who's lived where city lights redeem the night from being fully dark. But here there's nothing near to dim them, and the cold desert night is crystal clear. The ocean sounded different in the dark than in the day, more enormous, somehow closer, though it hadn't moved away an inch from where it always was. Just louder in the black, without the light to see it by, just the endless rolling track of waves I couldn't see arriving out of nothing onto sand. I also couldn't see the whole coast running out of hand into a darkness populated only by the sound and the stars and the small fire and me on the cold ground. A coyote called once far off, and another answered back across the desert darkness on some old nocturnal track. And I froze and listened to them trade their lonesome desert song, the only other warm blood things awake the whole night long. Besides myself, and something in it made me feel less alone, to know that out there in the dark the desert had its own inhabitants awake and calling, living out here too, where the cold night and the ocean and the endless dark all grew. And I've never felt so small and so completely unafraid, at the same time in the middle of the everything I made, by the dark into a bigness that a person can't take in. Just sit inside and shiver at and feel the all begin. People pay to feel like this and call it a retreat,
The bigness and the smallness and the strange, uneasy, sweet sensation of your own scale. In a universe this wide, the cold desert night will give it free to anyone outside. I stayed up far too late, just watching stars fall now and then, across the desert sky and out over the sea and back again, into the dark, and made a wish on one out of old habit. Though I couldn't tell you what I wished, just reached out and grabbed it. The way you do, the way we've always done, beneath the sky, this full of burning distant things, too far to reason why they move a person quite so much. And then I banked the fire, cold desert night, and climbed inside and let the day retire. Just the stars and the cold surf and a fire going down.